Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining me today. We're going to dive into an important topic, understanding and preventing fraud through the fraud triangle framework. We'll explore how pressure, opportunity, and rationalization play crucial roles in fraudulent behavior, and discuss ways to identify and mitigate these factors. I'm excited to share insights that can help us better protect our organizations and ourselves from fraud. Let's get started. The fraud triangle is a useful framework that helps us understand why people commit fraud. It highlights three main factors: pressure, opportunity, and rationalization. Pressure often comes from financial or personal stress that drives someone to consider dishonest actions. Opportunity refers to the circumstances that allow fraud to happen, like weak controls or lack of oversight. Rationalization is how individuals justify their unethical behavior to themselves. By understanding these three elements, organizations can better spot where they might be vulnerable to fraud. This insight is crucial for creating stronger prevention and detection strategies. When businesses actively work to address each part of the triangle, they significantly lower the chances of fraud occurring, helping protect their assets and reputation. Pressure in the context of fraud refers to the financial or emotional factors that push someone toward dishonest actions. These pressures often come from personal financial struggles or stress related to their job. For example, an employee might embezzle money to pay off mounting medical bills. Similarly, a sales manager overwhelmed by unrealistic sales targets might manipulate numbers to make their results look better. Understanding and identifying these pressures is crucial because it allows organizations to offer support and address the root causes before they lead to fraud. Opportunity is a key factor that enables fraud to happen. Simply put, opportunity refers to situations or weaknesses in internal controls that allow someone to commit and hide fraudulent actions. If there aren't effective checks in place, individuals can take advantage of these gaps for their own benefit. For example, when there's a lack of segregation of duties, say, if the same person is responsible for approving invoices and making payments, that creates a perfect opportunity for unauthorized transactions to slip through. Similarly, if audit controls are insufficient, changes to expense records might go undetected, making it easier to conceal fraud. The good news is that we can reduce these opportunities by strengthening internal controls and processes. By closing these gaps, we make it much harder for fraudulent activities to occur or be hidden. Rationalization is essentially how someone convinces themselves that committing fraud is okay. It's a way to ease the guilt or moral conflict they might feel. For example, a common justification you might hear is, "It's just a loan, I'll pay it back later." From the employee's perspective, especially if they feel underpaid, stealing might not feel like wrongdoing but rather as if they're reclaiming what they're owed. By understanding these thought processes, we can design ethics programs that directly address and discourage these justifications, helping to reduce fraud overall. The fraud triangle consists of three key components: pressure, opportunity, and rationalization. Fraud typically happens when all three of these elements come together. Pressure acts as the driving force. It creates the motivation behind why someone might consider committing fraud. Opportunity is the actual chance to carry out the fraudulent act, often due to weak or missing controls. And then there's rationalization, which is how the person justifies their actions to themselves, making it seem acceptable or necessary. To effectively prevent fraud, organizations need to address all three areas. This means putting strong internal controls in place to reduce opportunities, offering support systems to help relieve pressures, and promoting a culture of ethics that minimizes rationalization. By tackling each piece of the triangle, companies can build a much stronger defense against fraud.